Oh, I was looking for it, and I'm like, I just figured it was somewhere in the. Oh, I also have your. Yeah. Okay.
Sweet. All right. Okay, so the meeting is live streaming right now. So today, this is class number 3 out here in the driveway at Equinox. And so today we're going to add 2 slow moves. Hi, Tammy, welcome. I built you guys a little wind tunnel around the computer, and I have a scarf over the screen, so I'm hoping the sound is improved. I've got the speaker for the music underneath. I also am trying I have a different color pants, hip scarf, top, and middle. So I'm hoping that will help delineate like pieces of the body for you as an improvement. And then, yeah, so adventure, yeah. We're gonna be working on adding today 2 slow moves. We're gonna add the camel and the torso twist, which are things that we did over Zoom in the past. So that may be a bit of a review for both of you, but it'll be nice to have this video you can practice with. And then today in the slow section, we're also gonna add in, you guys are like not listening, right? This is like top secret for you, for future you. Yeah, don't ruin the surprise for yourselves. Oh my God, right? And so we're gonna learn how to transition slow to 2 different ways to transition the leader when you have a 2-person duet going. So we're gonna actually codify that a little bit and put some meaning to that, hopefully, so that it will be easier to practice with friends. So we're gonna do that with the slow moves after we add the torso twist and the camel. Yeah, so that's gonna be wicked fun. And then we're gonna add some variations in the fast moves, and then we'll use that rotating that we were working on. So that's very exciting. Welcome, Nina. Nice to see you. Hi, babes. We are live now, so I'm going to go ahead and ring the little bell and get the class started. I'm going to put us in speaker view. So I'm going to turn off the sound on all you guys.
I have to leave early.
Okay.
Okay.
We're glad you made it, Nina. Happy Corey's birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
I accidentally logged in with my school account. I'm going to log off and get back in just a minute.
Okay, we'll see you back here in a sec.
Okay.
I'm going to ring the bell and get the class started for folks that are here, and we will come say hi to you in just a moment. Heather, buddies are coming in. Things are happening for us. All right. Welcome, everybody. This is so exciting. I have it right now set so that the people on the computer are looking at my belly. All right. Let me take a couple steps back. So, this is so fun. Last week there were more people on the computer and less people in person, and this week it's the reverse. So that's fun that we can just change our minds and switch around. I know, how cool. So hopefully this is working out okay for everybody. And I heard a couple of people have checked out the live stream videos so that they can catch up and look at things and practice them. So I hope that's going okay for everyone. Fun. I wanted to show you guys a couple of things. I also showed these on the Zoom on Wednesday. These are Athena dance sandals. They're from the Leo's brand. I think they're about $15. I had a concern someone had brought to me about when we're using these mats with 2 people and we're walking back and forth with bare feet from one person's mat to our own mat and back again, about bringing foot funk, to our friends. And I thought, well, how can we solve that problem? Because when we warm up, we obviously don't want to wear lots of big heavy shoes while we're doing squats and sit-ups and push-ups and all those things as we get started. But then perhaps as we move into the partner work, if you wanted to and you were interested, this kind of sandal is really easy to come by and very affordable. We can just take a break and put them on as you move from place to place, if that's interesting to folks. I think it's also fine with me if you want to take your mat away because you share that concern. You can roll your mat up, roll your towel up, and just use the pavement and whatever shoe wear you have. I don't recommend barefoot out here. This is an active studio and working driveway, so they're, garbage, hazardous waste stuff. So anyway, cool. Any questions about any of those things? Did anybody want to share anything about how learning has been going for them? If you're welcome to send me notes privately. You don't have to feel called out to say stuff. I know that because this is a new plan for every person, Karsten.
I would love like super basic. This is what to do for teachers.
Sure. So the lesson that you're looking for, that finger symbol lesson, we actually have an entire hour of that. So it's already been recorded, and I'm going to send you the link to it.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I've no problem at all with going over the finger symbol pattern again, and we can totally do a little bit more of that today. I think if any person has a question about something, there's someone else that has the same question. So yeah, no problem. And so the finger symbol playing that we're going to do for this class to get us started is just that gallop pattern, right? And so if you're having trouble with it for now, put the finger symbols on and try and just say it to yourself while other people are playing it, and just sort of try and come to the pattern. It's okay if you can't do all the things all at once the first time you try it. It's no problem to like work up to it. Yeah, and the thing that's nice about ATS or Fat Chance Belly Dance style is that the finger symbol playing with a triple, the timing is always the same. So the movement is always on the beat. It's always 1, 2, 3, 4, and the finger symbols are always and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. So that like keeps it simple once you can do all the parts, right? And so once you can understand the counting and the parts, then we'll just get better and better and keep on going. Cool. Yeah, Sonia.
What's your mask made out of?
This little mask, I got this like, I think it's some kind of a nylon-y stretchy buddy. I've been like experimenting with different kinds of fabric to see.
Looks like this.
Yeah, I thought it like might be fun. It's a Kikimora. It's off of Etsy. They make ones that have ears attached to them that make you look like elves. Yeah, they have them like in a mermaid pattern. I was so tempted, but it's like they're like $35, and I was like, let me step one. Start, yeah.
I thought you had purchased it.
I considered this is the one I got. I got this pink one. They do have pink ones with ears, but there's already a lot going on here, so I'm just gonna try to like make all of this work for all the people. So if you have an interest in coming by, I think it would be fun. Hi, Lana. Welcome. I think it would be super fun if you're interested. I'm going to put this into the speaker view, like from speaker view into the gallery view. If you guys want to make a parade in front and come around and say hello and then go back to your spot so you can say hello to everyone that's here. And then we'll just take a circle.
Stay back here. Put there.
I think you could either go in between those guys in the center right there.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
Sorry.
No, you're perfectly fine. Come on up, say hey. Oh no, Nina's
Hey.
got
I'm gonna go.
Oh,
What a baby.
so good to see you. I know, so fun.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Charlie's here in person. So fun. Hi, Anna. I know, how groovy. Hi. I know, right? So fun. Hello. So neat. All right, buddies. So, I'm working on making sure I remember to take my mask off when I'm up close just talking with you guys so you can hear me better and see my mouth. We got the choli and the hip scarf for the different delineations on the bod. And we're going to start with like a little, just 2 minutes of standing and some moving. And I'm actually going to face everybody instead of facing away because it's not super important for this part about mirroring left and right. When we get into doing our slow moves and adding on our slow moves, I will face away from you guys. So that's going to be super fun. Great. So get yourselves comfy. And we're going to get ready. Do, 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 do. So, feet together, hands on your sides, rolling the shoulders back and down. Closing our eyes, letting our focus roll in and up. Feeling the body gently sway. Use the ankles and the feet make small adjustments to keep us in place. Lifting the toes, activating the arches of the feet, and then letting the feet settle down on the ground. Feeling the arching, rising up to the center, solidifying the muscles of the calves and the thighs, pulling the belly button back to the spine, creating a sense of length in front of the thighs. Relaxing the surface tension, forehead, scalp. We're going to heel toe the feet open. So first the toes and then the heels. So now the feet are directly under our hips. We'll soften the knees. Inhaling the arms up overhead. We're going to curl down to the spine. So fingertips, chin, and roll. And upper body on the floor. And pulling from the bottom of the belly. Coming back up, touching hands, stacking the vertebrae back up. And reaching the hands across to the foot. Opening, sitting in our chair, reaching behind with the arms, palms up to the sky. And circling down. Forward through our seated chair and up onto our tippy toes. Up. Holding at the top. 4, 3, 2, 1. And sweeping down, back down, seated. Reaching the hands forward and then pull toward the floor, upper body on the thighs. Rolling back up, bottom of the spine. Heavy hands. Reaching up. Pulling the elbows down, up high. Coming back down, fingertips, chin. On the back of the body, holding the elbow. Soften the knees, really up. Holding our elbows, taking them up over the head. Reaching up and holding on the wrists. Soften the knees. Reaching side. And pushing a small circle. Extension from the bottom of the ribs. Leave on come around. Switch the helmets on top and other directions. Big pull, opening all the way from the hip up to the armpit. Reaching up overhead. Sitting in the chair, hands down and up behind you. Reaching all the way forward, passing the chair up on our tippy toes. Arms faster. And sweep. Hands overhead. Open the toes again. Heel toe to the edge of your mat. Sinking down. Push. Up on the tippy toes. Turn the hands. Pull. Reach. Up high. And just half the body. Your shoulders. And the end. Second side. Back to the hands. Change. Feet all the way together. One hand up the middle. We're going to come on down onto the mat. We're going to sit our bottom down. And for the first set of exercises, you're going to point your fingers the same direction as your toes. You're going to scoop your tush up off the Yeah, just hold on to right your hands on your shoulders. 4, 3, 2, down dog, push. Floating. So floating the box. 2, push down dog. And knees down. Hands walk in. Push up. Reverse. Eyes up. Yeah, very nice. We're going to do one more conditioning sequence. Yeah, so watch this one time and then you can start. It's going to go up. It goes in. Step. Bend your knees. Hands. Back. Reach. Step. Back. Yeah. Give it a try. You might be surprised. You can do it. Yeah.
I put a spell on you,
Reach forward with your foot. Yeah. And
'cause you're mine.
yeah.
Na, 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 na. You better stop the things you do. I'm lying. Lying. I can't stand it. You're running around. I can't stand it.
When you're in your box shape, if you reach a little bit further with the opposite hand, you can get your turnover better. So you're in your box shape, right? And then you switch to down dog. So if I'm going to use this foot, I'm going to move this hand a little further forward. So opposite hand a little further forward. And as I flip over, I have more room. Push. Yeah, so give that a little try. And then back through and push. And so this hand is a little further forward. And then I'm coming over, up, reach, and it should open the whole front of the body. Plus, you get to look at the sky, which is really beautiful. And then come back through. Plus, people here on the ground get the added bonus of whatever this amazing, like almost airplane glue, huffing that's coming out of the bike repair shop. Really, if only you had smelly vision at home, you would also know. Yeah. Woo! I know, right? Magical. Do 2 more times each side with your twist. It should feel amazing. On your arm, on your stomach, on your legs. Really, really opening, strengthening, and beautiful. I promise we won't do it forever. When you finish your last 2, come on down, hands and knees. Sweet. Woo. And push up with the hips and down with the armpits. Lock your hands on your shoulders and send your spine around in a little circle for me. Push into hands and knees. Let your head and your tail turn. Other way. And turn those toes under, push up into your down dog shape. Push back, and push your head, go between your eyes, and towards the body. Turn the head left and right. Walking hands to the feet. Go ahead and soften the knees. Drop that tail, rolling up. And big circle. We were fabulous. Yeah. All right, friends. It is time. So we are going to discuss 2 new slow moves, and then we're going to practice them, and then we'll add them in with the stuff we did last time. Yeah? So the first slow move that we're going to do today, I don't know why it's called the camel. It has no relationship at all to the camel that we use for American cabaret style or for Egyptian. I've seen camel a lot of different ways, but there is actually no, there's nothing about this camel, but this is what it's called. So that's how it is. So good for us. It's got a nice diagonal sideline. And one of the things that's fun about it is that your eyes get to move with the legs. So that is fun. So I'm going to turn around and show it to you from the back, and then I'll show it to you from the front, and then we'll all do it together. Yeah? So because this is an ATS slow move, it's arrhythmic, which means it has no count. So when we begin it, there is in theory a cue for it. When you watch people doing this, no one uses the cue. Never. I never see anyone actually cueing the slow move or any slow move, really, except for the ones that are combinations. So the reason why you're not going to really see the cue is because we will be wearing in the future like large harem pants, big skirts, probably things that reach all the way to the floor. And the little cue, it looks like this. It goes, boop. And so you're not going to, you know, maybe you'll notice that the person changed height a little bit, you know what I mean, like before, but you're not going to catch this little buddy. It's going to be too fast. I'm going to show it to you now. You'll know that it is in the vocabulary that that's how it starts. But if you watch, has anybody gotten curious and watched any ATS on the internet? I hope all of you did. Yeah, homework, go watch. There's this really fun ATS around the world. They did like an ATS all over the world Day in 2018, and they had people doing like all the same stuff we're learning. They're doing it in Chile, they're doing it in Brazil, they're doing it like all over, you know, in Europe and in like Siberia. This is super popular in the USSR, former USSR, like all of the, yeah, so anyway, such a fun, right? It's beautiful from France, and I know I'm excited about being able to share this with other people, you know, when we get back to doing conventions and doing festivals and stuff. It'll be great to have some shared vocabulary with your friends. So anyway, here we go. So from the back, what this looks like, there might be like a little, I'm up on my toe. But what really happens is as I rise up, my hand here is down and up. Then I'm going to take all the way here, and I'm kind of like looking like, and I'm going to look over as I go down. And then the weight is on my right leg. And as I pull my left leg in, my gaze goes back to the center. So it's like I'm going up, side, and center. That is the whole shebang. Yeah, so I'm going to show it to you again from the front. That's it, y'all doing it. Yeah. So there may be a little, you know, but probably not. Do you know what I mean? Like if you know, whatever, and then out, right, and to the center. I know it's weird when I face you because then it looks opposite to you here. So I'm going to do it. I think it's the kind of thing you just have to practice a little bit. Does anybody have any questions about the way it's put together? Okay, so him. So here we go. Up. And looking side. And moving back. Back up. And center. And you may be asking yourself, Leslie, can we do this the other way? No, you may not. Yeah, so that's it. That's the only way that we're going to practice it now, because that's the only way we're going to use it for now. Yes, and of course, like as we move on, this is why there's so many variations on the style, because all you have to do to be non-compliant with this is to do it on the other side. And basically you are in another form. So does anybody have interest in a little history about this? Yeah. Yes. So this, part of why it's called American tribal style belly dance, because their troop name is Fat Chance Belly Dance, is that this is kind of developed in parallel with the modern primitives movement in America from the 80s and 90s, which is a body piercing and tattooing underground kind of scene. There was a magazine called Modern Primitives, and they used to have the big conventions. And so Carolina Enriquez, who's the founder of this troupe, is also a member of that community. And they were hired a lot to perform at tattoo conventions and alternative kind of gatherings. So they developed this cue system to be able to fit with ambient nightclub music and to be able to come into like a performance environment where it wasn't necessarily on a stage, so they could like kind of come into an unusual space. So yeah, so they're just keeping it simple. This is the plan. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna add on to it our second move for the day. I'm sorry about the, would you like me to lower the door? Yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go make a friend, then I'm gonna lower this door. It works the same way as the door at Youngstown.
Sorry, can you close the door? funny though is I spent a lot of time thinking about it, but no one's.
And now, same fabulous class with less industrial noise and hopefully less airplane glue smell. Yay! Ruby. And so if you care to start wearing like American tribal style things, they are really fun to have, to own, to wear. Christina is already wearing a big 10-yard skirt right this very minute. I know you guys on the computer. I put you guys on this windscreen, so I'm not like picking the computer up and turning it around like I used to. Christina, would you mind doing a little parade?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you guys all know what a 10-yard skirt looks like, but just in case you don't, you know, is this a 12 or 20 or something?
I think this is
Yeah. But anything, a giant skirt, a pair of pantaloons. They always wear choli top. You can wear head coverings. They also love flowers, and it's a great time of year for flowers. So if anyone wants flowers in your hair and your headband and to be fancy, oh, Camilla's got a skirt, fabulous. So I'm not going to wear them while I teach you because then you can't see what's going on with my legs, but you're welcome to wear them as you practice. And this is part of why when we get into doing more turns, you'll see that the footwork is not super specific, which is surprising because everything else is really particular. But sometimes it only matters how long it takes you to turn around and not what your plan is exactly. So there can be a number of correct ways to maneuver your feet, and we'll talk about that next week because we're going to talk about a bunch of turning next week. So if you want skirts and you want pantaloons, you're welcome to start packing them for yourself. Ooh, cool belt, Sonia.
Here's the one from our last performance.
Fun. Come parade, okay? Yeah. Oh yeah, how cool, right? So pretty. I have this little practice one. I've had this forever. I think, you know, this somebody made, her name is Q actually, who made this, and it's made out of, as you can tell, quilt. But it is modeled on, the design for camel. So the kinds of tassels and the designs we're wearing are like more traditional in Rajasthan to be worn on animals than on people. But they're fun and pretty, and I think they look great on us. So I'm gonna add this buddy, now that we're done exercising, to let it get on. So the second thing we're going to do tonight is called a propeller turn. The propeller turn is a rib cage rotation. Oh, it's a lie about the propeller turn. The propeller turn is what I'm going to show you next week, which is what I was talking about with the footwork, and I got really excited about it. Sorry. Sneak preview. What is to come next week? Propeller turn. This week we're doing the this rib cage rotation, which I think is called. I wrote it down because I always forget. It's called a torso twist. And so part of what makes this ribcage rotation look like it's a super huge thing is that you keep the head in line with the torso. So unlike the camel where your gaze is kind of following as you're going to the side and returning, this one, you keep your head in line as the whole torso stays strong. So you're going to keep the legs glued in one piece. And we're going to start with just the left side of the body. And you're going to lean out left. And then as you come backwards, you want to pick up your bra strap, your choli, and reach back behind you. Reach to the corner, and then as you come to the center, you center yourself back in the middle. So to me, it almost feels like you fall into a hole in the middle of this torso thing. I always imagine it's like a heart, that like you're kind of going out, like the center point here at the back. It's like you reached out and you drew this front part of the heart, and then you came back to the point in the back. You went around, over, and then into the middle. So the way that it works with the arms and the eyes, the head and the arms are all the same thing. For this arm undulation, which is how they do their snake, it's only from the elbow and everything is high. So we want to reach left with the arm as we go left. So we're reaching out with the snake this way. We're pulling center and then we're reaching out, elbow to fingertip, and then pulling back in, elbow to fingertip to the center. And that's one. So we're going to reach left, center, right, center. Does it ever go the other way?
no.
Nope. And round. And right. And center. Cool. So just for example, let's go ahead and put in up into our camel, looking over, coming back to the middle, and reach. And going around, and touch, and center. And second one, reach. The only thing you have to do it again is just to start it. But they always finish with this sort of smaller third one that returns you to the center. The idea is that you want to look kind of creepy as the whole thing sort of rotates. And when you get a group of people close together doing these like little like adjusting, movements, looks real cool. Yeah. So a simple but nice thing. So we're just gonna do them together. Yeah.
What were your hands doing exactly on the torso rotation?
So it's just a snake arm. So it's the arm undulation, is what they call it. So right here, it's like you lift from the elbow and I'm reaching out and then it gets fingertips last. And then I'm coming back through the center, arms are even. And then I'm reaching elbow, wrist, and fingers. And then when I come back to the center, elbow to fingers. Yeah, and then back in the middle. And it's always, elbows are always reaching up, which is kind of what makes us look like little birds, right? So it's like,
Marionettes.
yeah, it's like little marionettes.
How far is the left arm going down on the diagonal of the camel?
For the camel, how far down? You know, it will be out of your view of the people with you when it's below your hips. So it's kind of, I think is it at my hip height?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's about where it's going. And then we pull it back into shoulder. Yeah. Cool. Pretty. And that's all good? Folks on the computer, we got it. Cool. Everybody's happy. So I'm just going to put on a little bit of music. We're going to do those two back and forth just a few times to get you warmed up. And then we're going to add them in with our other slow moves. Does anybody remember any slow moves that we did last time? By name.
Tuxie.
Tuxiem. Yep.
Cancer.
Hand Florea. Yep. Alternating arms, right? The reverse turn. Yep. Sonia was just demonstrating reverse turn. Cool. So we'll go through those guys and then we'll add them all together. And then we're going to talk about how you switch positions from leader to follower with a partner. Yeah. How exciting! Okay, so I'm just going to put on a really short song. These are all a little longer than I had in mind, actually. Okay, I'm just going to use this one. So this is 1 minute of practice. Yeah? Cool. So, bing. Y'all can hear okay? Sweet. And y'all can hear okay? Cool. So we're going to add in some more movement, yeah, from our improv vocabulary from before. Does anybody need me to review the pieces individually before I start putting them together in a sequence for us with the music? We have reverse turn, floreo, tuxiem, the snake arm, which is what they call this alternating arm undulation. I'm keeping a running list for us in our group of all of our moves, yeah, that we're learning. So, that's it. Yeah, so we're just keeping it simple right now. Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm gonna put the music on and make some stuff happen. This one, when you're here, we are looking kind of down at the hand when I'm coming up. So I am sort of gazing here and then gazing over here and then pulling center. Yeah, I know it's hard to tell a little bit, but it's a little bit because you don't ever really duck your head so that because you need to keep an eye on your leader. So it isn't that your head is like, do you know what I mean? But you are taking an eye gaze right toward the low hand, and then again toward the low hand, and then you're out in the center when you're doing the camel. Cool. All right. To music. Here we go. Anyway, I forgot to say it that way. We did that one too. gonna just talk briefly about how you switch, and then you're each gonna get a partner, and you guys are gonna get a partner, and you're gonna switch. So there's 2 different ways you can switch who's the leader and who's the follower. And so we're only talking about positions 1 and 2 right now. Next week, we're gonna talk about the chorus. So don't worry about that for now. Anybody who caught our blitz at the end of last class, which I was so excited, I stayed up all night being excited about it. We will talk more and more and more about that in days to come. So when you have position number 1 is the leader, that person is on the left and downstage. Okay. Person number 2 is behind them on the right. If we had a person number 3, there is enough space between these 2 people that they are on the center line of the stage, but behind number 2 person. So we're not going to do a 3rd person today, we're going to do 2, but I'm going to have everybody set up your mats with a partner for that. Yeah? So let's do that now. Partners. Sweet. So you need to have the leader. So the leader needs to be on the left. Yeah. So it should be. If I had a follower, they would be here.
I'm on the left too.
So 2 different ways you can switch with your leader. Number 1 way you can change this arm variations thing that we've been practicing over and over and over. This is for real. So you can do a ton of stuff with this. I know it may not seem like the sexiest move when you learn this, like, this sweeping. We do it all the time, and it's part of that hip drill that I've been doing every week at the workout, where you go to the outside and the inside. But you can take this big arm sweep, and you can be like, I'm number 2. You know what I mean? Like, so you just take their spot, and they've got to come up and get yours. So person on the front makes a really decisive move that they're going back, and the other person just walks forward. So it just creates a circle, yeah? So all y'all, get a buddy right here. I'm gonna look here at what we got. Hi, Brigitte, I did your thing with the scarf and I made a tunnel. I have a little fort going on here. I hope it's working out for you all.
Excellent.
All right, so we got 5 people in here, so that's 2 and 2. Sweet. So let's put Brigitte with Tammy, unless Brigitte, you don't want to be on video, in which case that's fine. You can just watch. If you don't turn your video on, that is totally groovy. You do you. And we're going to have Jody and Heather. Yeah, our buddies with each other. Cool. So I know it's like a little bit like, what? How could I be person 1 and person 2 here? But we're just going to do it so that, like, if you one of you is going to look away. So I'm just going to make Jody person number 1. Oh, Brigitte, you have to do a work thing, Brigitte. Should I give Tammy another partner? I think maybe so. Yeah. Okay, I'll get Tammy another partner. No sweat. Tammy, guess what? You're my partner. Fun. Okay, so Jody and Heather are together. Me and Tammy are together. So this will be fun. I've never practiced with a buddy on the computer before. It'll be intriguing. So if you were facing away from me, Tammy, you would be person number 1. And if I'm facing away from you, I'll be person number 1. And we'll just do it that way. And so when it's time to do the second style of turning, it will be a little bit different for us on the computer, but you'll get the gist. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to play the music for 1 minute, and I just want you guys to practice. What direction does the circle turn? Clockwise. Yeah. So do we ever go the other way?
No.
No. Nope. Not so important for us right now, but we're still awesome. Yeah. So I'm going to hit the tunes and we're going to try and remember our moves, some of our moves. Yeah. And we'll just cruise around. There is no wrong answer with when you decide you're going to the side, except it would be weird to change, like with the camel when you're in a pose. Do you know what I mean? Like, but you could move while you're undulating your snake arms. You could move while you're holding a pose. You could just move. Do you know what I mean? Like you can hold a shape. We will talk about this more and more as time goes on. This is a little bit more advanced to add the tuxium on top of the walking, but what you want to do in this style is that you don't match them with the footfalls because it's a slow arrhythmic count. You want to be at least at like 1.5 or 2. So you wouldn't be like, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's going to be a little bit more pedestrian than they're trying to go for. So it might be like you've got, 1, 2, 3, I'm taking a little, I'm just like, kind of grooving over the top. Yeah? And so just something to think about. And that's going to come in a couple of weeks and we'll really do that a lot. So, but just to put it in your brains. Yeah? Cool. Let's do 1 minute of that. Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Do you want to be first, Tammy? You want me to go first? Yeah, Tammy's first. Okay. So we're doing improv, right? With your leader. Everybody's got a leader. And you're going to switch when it's time. Go. Yeah. Okay.
I was like trying to think about it.
Don't worry, we're gonna do it again. So I thought we were great. And honestly, here on the computer, I think that we're gonna switch again the same way. But what we're gonna do when we're in person, the second way you can switch is you do something that turns you around, and you never have something that is unplanned where you would turn around to be facing in for any other reason. If you are supposed to be doing a full turn, you turn back around, but your partner is facing you, that means I wanna switch with you. Yeah? So you can use, in our case, like our reverse turn, right? So we are coming down, and when you guys do your full reverse turn, I'm gonna face you, and I've got half my reverse turn done. Keep coming all the way around looking at me. It's like, oh, I'm not your leader anymore, right? And I'm gonna reverse the arms, and then we're gonna switch spots. Looking at each other, you're gonna cruise around your new spot, and then you get started, other person's the leader. Yeah? So we have a couple things. Right now, we have a really limited vocabulary for what turns us around. So we're going to use reverse turn to turn around. And then if you care to, we can also use these guys. Like I said, these are sort of our master one. And so as it turns out with this, you guys would just keep on coming all the way. You would never stop halfway. You got to keep on coming, and I'll be here when you get here. Do you know what I mean? Like your leader would never turn you around and leave you there. Yeah? Because there would be a plan. If we had something that turned us halfway, you would know how you're going to get back. Yeah? Cool. So those are the two ways that we're going to do like a half turn right now is with reverse turn. And we'll just do the same thing here. We'll cue when we do a turn that takes us halfway. It'll just be the other person's turn to lead. Yeah? We'll look at each other. We'll be like, oh, 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 oh. And then one of us will turn around. Yeah? It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So we'll see each other in person one of these days, and we're going to rock it off. I actually have been really impressed how well this has been translating from practicing online to being in person. So proud of us. I am going to scoot a little here. If people want to do different things with their shoes, they're welcome to. People in person. Does that make sense by how you switch by looking at each other? What direction do you think the circle's going to go? Clockwise. We're not switching. We're not that crazy. Same plan, right? Just looking in instead of looking out. Yeah, groovy. So in 1 minute, I'd like you each to take a turn leading, if possible. Yeah? So same song, 1 minute long. This is the Bad Things. This is their song, Dark Eyes. Ring. Want to be first, Tammy? No, me first. Okay. It is time for 5 minutes of break. Proud of all of you. And actually, I'm startled, Tammy, how easy it was to follow you on the computer. I can only see you from the waist up. And actually, it's really clear to me. Do you know what I mean? Like the cues are very clear and it's very easy to see what you have in mind. So,
Oh, that's good.
and the turning around actually, I thought worked pretty nicely too, actually.
Yeah, it did.
We can't really make a complete circle around each other in virtual space unless I could pick the computer up and be like, you know, but I'm not sure that's helping anybody. Yeah. Did that work out okay for you guys? For Jody and Heather? You guys have some experience of the plan? Yeah? Cool. Groovy. Groovy. Do you feel like
It's startling how quickly you forget the moves when you're leading.
You know, it's true. And it seems like, I know, it's tough because the style is deceptive in its simplicity. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it seems like, oh, there's not a lot to this, but like actually having a functional vocabulary as a leader, it takes quite a lot of upkeep to really like be able to hold the form and to share. So I really admire the style. I think it's really pretty. And it just takes like a little maintenance. Yeah. So yeah, I'm delighted. It will give us like a fun little thing to chew on.
Pull out of our back pocket whenever we need it.
That's right. Are you guys having an improvement, you think, in the sound? I have the windshield on the computer.
Yes.
And I also have a scarf. I found the speakers. They're under the entire keyboard. That's why we couldn't find them last week. In this model, like in the newer models, they're on the sides, but in the older model, it's on the left and right under the keys. So I laid a scarf across the top, and you guys actually have like a little house that I made for you out of cardboard. So that's pretty funny.
Nice. Thank you. It is much better.
Cool.
And I appreciate actually when you're on the white garage door, it's very easy to see you.
Oh, good. So the new spot is good then.
Yeah.
And I tried also with it's clear to see the arms when they're a different color than the, cool.
Oh yeah, when they're next to your body. Yep.
Yeah. So I tried doing all the suggestions, you know, to see if there was any improvement in things. So I don't have a ton of these arm thingies. They used to be really popular. They used to have them at like Forever 21 and, you know, these little like tie-on tops. So I'll have to just keep an eye at the thrift shop for them. Yeah. Great. All right. Well, you guys have little sips of water. I'm going to say hi to some people that are here, and I'll be back for you in 2 minutes. Yeah?
Fabulous.
Stretch out. Feel free to send each other little notes in the chat. I don't save the chat. I know they always tell you, like, that you can, but I don't. Yeah.
So, are you guys off of school now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Cody, you don't have any more back-to-back meetings?
No, I'm gonna probably work with one student over the summer, but meetings are done. Now it's all about home improvement and gardening, basically. Much better.
catching up on the chores.
Yeah, we ended up putting in a new back fence, which is why I didn't make it last week.
Oh
We're
my.
putting apart the old fence and sorting through the lumber and see if any was salvageable.
What have you been up to, Heather?
Nothing huge. No news on the job front. It's like, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I've heard that a lot of companies are on a hiring freeze right now. And so, you know, I'm just like living off unemployment, living the dream.
Are you able to make ends meet that way?
Yeah. Well, the federal government stepped in and added an extra $600 a week for everyone. So
That's
unemployment and that, I'm almost making as much as I did working. So now I'm doing just fine. I'm like, families, I'm telling me that I can't travel because I'm so used to traveling. But what are you going to do?
What I love about the having
Should try my
is that now
We've been debating about doing things with family, like there's a nephew's birthday party and things like that. And we're actually thinking no, because it's easier to like distance yourself from people when you don't know them.
Yeah.
But if it's family, you can't be like, hey, put your effing mask on or I'm going to go away.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can.
especially for you. Like, we've expanded our bubble, but I also have an immune system.
Right, right.
So I
And I-
actually have.
I was at my parents' yesterday and I wasn't even thinking. I was like in their house and at their computer. We all had masks on, but then when it was time to go, I'm like hugging them and I'm like, oh my God, I don't do that. crap.
Crazy, and invited, like, I was like, oh, Fletcher and Mia, my son and his partner, come over. And then I was like, oh, and this friend, and like, oh, Ivy, invite your boyfriend. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute, that's 4 people. That's so many people. I was like, stop. But most of these people, we have expanded our bubble to. So, and it was still less than 5. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was like, oh my God.
I would totally expand my bubble to my mom, except she babysits my cousin's toddlers and they go to preschool and like or daycare, I mean.
Now, my bubble includes other people being very cautious about their bubbles. So, all sort of distanced in the backyard. Yeah, my daughter and I are supposed to be in South Korea right now, enjoying street food and checking out the nightlife. But I know.
Is she disappointed, or is she just accepting it?
She's like, what are you gonna do, Mom? Like, there was some sadness, and we both had a moment where we looked at the calendar. We were supposed to leave the 28th, and like we both, like the 30th or so, looked at the calendar and went, oh, we'd be there by now. Like all the stress of travel would be done. We'd be there, and we'd be ready for fun. So
We're gonna get started again, gals.
there you go.
Cool.
So it is all. It's so weird.
I'm gonna check the chat, make sure no one sent me any private messages. Nope, looking good. Okay. So, So I am gonna take my own advice here in the second half. I put on my little shoes and I'm gonna roll my mat up. So if you have little shoes and you want your mat rolled up, that's totally fine. You're welcome to dance barefoot on your own mat. That's totally fine as well. So I'm gonna take this, where this takes us, because in theory, you'll be performing outside for who knows how long. So it's great to get used to wearing outside shoes and having a real plan for yourself. So might as well. If you're a person who was planning on dancing in your Doc Martens, bring them. Put them on with break. You know what I mean? Whatever shoes you thought you wanted to use, just start working on them. Yeah, cool. I do have like a little pair of almost like Audrey Hepburn black flats that I often will wear because they're kind of soft-soled and small and delicate. So I like those. I also really do use my Doc Martens. Like sometimes you just want your boots. So you got to practice for getting your turns right and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and put on our finger cymbals. We're going to wear them. We're going to just keep on wearing them. If your fingers feel like they're turning blue, that means that they are just perfect. You have them adjusted just right. Yeah. So today in our fast section, we're going to review Egyptian and we're going to add the half turn. So this is new for some people and not new for some other people. So I'm going to show you the cue, I'm going to show you the moves, and we're going to add half turn to Egyptian, which is like one of my very favorites, so I'm super excited. Oh, hold on, helicopter. The adventure. We're also going to work on the shimmy step, because the shimmy step, it has lots and lots of variations, but one of the nice things about the shimmy step is it goes forwards, it goes backwards, and it turns left, and it turns right. So if you want to use this technique where we're turning around and looking at a buddy, you could take it either way. Yeah. The same thing with the undulation. You just don't change the front foot, but it does go both directions. It goes forwards, backwards, and turns both ways for the Arabic. But today we're going to focus on Egyptian half turn, and the shimmy step, and turning that in some directions. And then we're going to change buddies. Yeah. In our 2 spots, we're going to use our buddies from before, and we'll get into a little improv, and we'll remind ourselves about all of our awesome moves. So we're not going to worry about playing finger cymbals at first while we learn how to do the Egyptian half turn, and then we will. Yeah? Cool. So, basic Egyptian. Hands up. And the count is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're pulling the same elbow as the hip that's coming forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. This move has to be square to the front because the cue for the half turn is here on 1. I'm going halfway open. I'm stepping back center. I'm big. And then I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to turn around. And now here I am looking backwards on 1, same plan. So if you want to watch me do it so you don't have to turn the wrong way, I'll show you guys once and then you can get into it together. The magical count for turning in everything in ETS is 3. You always make your turn on 3, you land on 4, the move starts over again 1. Yeah? So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My cue. My turn. My turn. And we keep going indefinitely until I cue something else. So you need to kind of be looking over your shoulder for when I break, right? Like into another thing. So it's going to take a hot minute for you to get how to turn. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's a little confusing at first. And the longer you practice this, the less effort you will have to put into that turnaround. Most of the problem you'll create for yourself is trying to go too far, or trying to be like, you don't have to go anywhere. Do you know what I mean? You just have to turn around and turn back. So if we just did the feet with nothing else, right? So we're going 1, 2, 3, turn, land 4, and then again, right foot ball, flat, left foot ball, turn, around. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, turn 4. 1, 2, 3, turn 4. Yeah. So all you're doing to turn around, you're pivoting on that ball and then landing flat facing the other way. Yeah. Perfect. So to break it, what can we do? How can we get out? Sure, starting the move, right? We could do our Arabic, right? Our 1, 2, 1, 2. You could come into your choo-choo. You could hit it with a little shimmy step. Anything else that's not Egyptian. You can't go back to just not turning. It's just not allowed. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to keep going. It's a rule. So you can't stop. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't stop, right? You can't stop until you break the move. So that's just how it goes. Yeah. Of course, if you're dancing with somebody and they do it wrong, just do whatever they do if you catch it. You know what I mean? Like, we got nothing to prove to each other. But, like, you know, that's the way it's supposed to go. Yeah? Cool. So as you can imagine, if I did this half turn and you turned around and I was looking at you, what do I mean? Well, I want to switch spots. Yeah? And so we can do this, right, until we get into the other spot and we're facing the front again. And so technically, I think that you would count that as having broken the move or moved into the next unit, but you can use the Egyptian half turn to turn around so that when that person turns back around, you're looking at each other. Yeah. Cool. So a few times. Yes. Yeah. Perfect. With music? Yeah. Cool. With Zills and turning?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? So it just goes under 1, under 2, under 3, under 4, under 1, under 2, under 3, under 4, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right. Yeah, groovy. So you're gonna get it. So this song is 7.5 minutes long. I'm not gonna do this for 7.5 minutes, I promise. Yeah, we're gonna do this for a little while, and then we'll add in some other moves. So we're just gonna do Egyptian, an Egyptian half turn. I'm gonna break it with either Arabic, choo-choo, or shimmy step. Yeah, groovy. something else. We were on a roll there for a second. And then at the end, I was like, oh, I should stop this so other people do things. And I was like, so anyway, I apologize. So everybody's got a buddy? Yeah? So on this, like really just don't stress yourself out. It just takes a hot minute, right? You were like 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And you don't have to like get a ton of, you don't have to be anywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like really you're just, feet don't even have to be pretty. They don't even have to be pretty, nobody even see them. All they're gonna see, you know what I mean? All they're gonna see is this. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all this, and it just winds up looking like boom, 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 boom. And when you get a bunch of stuff on, you can see how much action it looks like my hips have, and look how much stuff looks like my arms are doing. They're not doing anything. I'm pulling the elbow back on the side that's going forward, and then when I turn around, it looks like I'm doing some big fancy thing over my head with my hand. I'm not. I'm just pushing through the air. It's the same. The whole secret to this is just holding the shapes. Do you know what I mean? And all of the rest of it will develop. So yeah. What do you think? You guys ready to practice? I don't care if you don't play the finger symbols while you lead. Okay? If you can, groovy. If you can't, okay. Yeah? I'm going to keep playing. If you don't think that you can, don't play. It's complicated enough for other people. Yeah? Groovy. It's hard to have a lot of sounds that aren't doing the same thing. Cool. So, all right, buddies. Boop, 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 boop. I'm gonna cue it up. So, you and me, Miss Tammy, yeah? And Heather and Jody? Yeah, I love it. So just the same plan. You're the leader if you've got your back to the other person. Cool. So you're starting first, Tammy? Love this plan. Okay. You guys ready?
I'll go first if you want, Heather. Oh, you go? You go. Go, go, go.
Brigitte, when you want in, you just let us know. Okay, go. take a break for a second and stretch our arms, take our finger symbols off. We're gonna open and close our hands. Yeah, you will. Yeah, so just go ahead, all right, and stretch those hands open. We're gonna curl fingers in and turn them down. So another thing, I didn't want to crowd your brain, but when you turn around with that Egyptian half turn, if you're switching the lead, you can break the move when the person is looking back at you again in the center. So if you don't want to switch in your Egyptian, you could break that half turn by doing an Arabic when they turn back around and looking at you, or changing it to another move. Yeah, but it has to be a fast move. You can't hit them with a slow move, because you can only use those in the slow section, which is just not allowed. Yeah, fingers together and turn, turn, turn. So it will start to make sense the more you do it. It will come together. At first, it's like, what? What did you do? What? And da, 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 da. And like you think, oh, I got this. And then you go to lead it, and you're like, I ain't got this. Right? So flex and pull. And turn that hand over and pull fingers back towards you. That should feel nice. Yeah. Somebody feel like they're leading? They're really like, they're feeling it?
75%.
Yeah. Cool. I'll take 75. I'll take 50. I'll take 25. I mean, you know, like because anybody feel like they got all 4 of the basic foot patterns? We still need to work on the basic foot patterns to switch between the Egyptian, the Arabic, the choo-choo, and the shimmy step. We need to return to that and work on that with the foot. Yeah? Okay. So let's do that. I'm going to lead, and we're going to do the feet. You know, we're going back to the feet, and we're going to just go from one position to the other position. Yeah? Cool. And let's turn through the hands. Cool, and turn through the shoulders. Yes. It is not impossible that in the same song, the music could change from slow to fast. So you could come in with slow moves, the beat would pick up, you'd start playing your finger symbols, and you would do something fast. Then it could cut out, and you could do something slow, and then you would go fast, back to fast. So it isn't impossible that you would switch back and forth, but the moment where you know that you need to go from fast to slow is because you know the music. That is a little bit of a pretense that this performance is 100% improvised. There's nothing wrong with talking to each other. There's nothing wrong with having a plan or knowing what song you're going to dance to or with who's going to go first. So a lot of times, even so the say on this is that it's improvised. You know what the music is, you know what group of people, you know who your first leader is, you know who's following you, you know about when a song you're going to switch. So it's not that different than having a stock choreography. You know, you can create like a little plan quickly instead of having like a huge bogged down choreography plan that takes like 6 months to put together something that's 3 months long. You know, you'll be able to go again and again and again. Yep. So I think that's pretty good. Yeah. So let's go ahead. And would anybody like to watch? You want to have a small group? Follow me. We'll watch. Want to do half and half? Yeah? Groovy. I'm going to take the whole back half. Come up here. Person, Leanda, Charlie, Ava. You guys come up, and let's have you guys just give them a little step back. So we're going to lead. We're going to perform for you. So I'm going to be the leader down here on the front left. You guys are going to stack up here behind me. So come on in. You don't have to play your finger symbols. It's totally fine. And we're not going to switch the lead. We're just going to do going between 4 parts. So I'm going to have the leader. I'm going to have person number 2. It's right here. Person number 3 is in between us, but can be seen from the front. And then person number 4 is behind Charlie. Yep. So come a little bit. And then number 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is right there. Oh, it's kind of unheard of, so you just pick your spot.
Cool.
And whatever works for you works for me. Would you guys like me to do the arms and play the finger symbols? Yeah. Do you guys want to do the feet only, or you want to do some other steps? Everything? Do it all? Let's do it all. Yeah? Let's practice it all. Okay. I love this plan. We're going to practice it all. You guys get to choose what group you're in. We're doing 2 groups here. So if you guys want to dance with group number 1, you're welcome to dance with group number 1, or you could all be in group number 2, your choice. Yeah? So take a break for a second. We're going to watch it unfold. And it's really a thrill for me to have people to dance with in real life, to have followers, and I appreciate all of you watching, and I appreciate all of you watching. So excited. Yeah? So one of the things I'm most excited about is that we'll just have so many years of fun with this new toy. You know, we'll be able to pack it and unpack it and just have a little, you know, it's fun, right? You do it at the beach, you can do it at the park, you can do it for a thing, whatever. Groovy. Okay, so the problem with this song is that it's super duper long, and that's just crazy. So we're gonna do 1 minute, 42 seconds, and then we'll switch. do it again at this speed, and then I'm gonna have the first group come back up and we're gonna do it faster. Same plan, but faster next time. Optional for finger symbols next time for you guys. Okay, y'all ready? Sweet, so let's get ourselves into a better formation, right? So you can see a little bit of what's going on. It's okay if it's not perfect, yeah? But you should be able to see me and to see the cues. So I can take a little step forward if you want, but everybody's gotta be able to see, yeah? So from your spot, if you can't see me, you're screwed. Yeah. Cool. I love it. Cool. So group number 2 up here. Yeah. So if you danced in group number 1, now it's relaxation time for you. Let's do this. Yeah, nice. Group number 1, come on back. Finger symbol optional. We're gonna pick up the pace. Yeah, so same plan, number 1, but we're gonna go quicker. Yeah, so one more quick time through groups 1 and 2. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't care if you want to switch groups, it's fine. If you thought like, oh, there's a lot of people in my group and there's like one less person's group, why somebody wants to dance right away, you're welcome to hop up here. Okay, great. So this is really fast. But so what? Yeah. Right? Things are happening. Things are happening. Finger symbol optional. Finger symbol optional. All right, last group. Yeah? This is it, buddies. This is it. Big finish. Yeah? Woo! We're doing it all. Yeah. You can all try to stand on the back row, but it's not going to help. Yeah. So as long as you can see me, you're good. Right? So this is 1, that would be 2, 3 would be right there. And then really everybody else would be, you know what I mean? But so as long as you can see me, I'm happy. The only time we're turning around, I'm going to keep the pace going the same way. If it's not, you know, like when it's the Egyptian half turn, it's always on the same count. And if it's the other kind of turn, I'm not going to speed up when I get turned away from you. Right? The plan is to stay together. So, yeah, together. You guys ready for adventure? Yeah, let's do this. This is so fun. I'm so pumped. Yeah. Okay. Didn't they do awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good. So good. Okay, action. Woo-hoo! We're so awesome. That was amazing. That was amazing. Let's make one more big sweep with our arms. Back to our spots. Back, hands down. Big sweep back. Separate your feet wider than your hips. Come down. Big bend the knees. Roll through the chest. Pull through the arms. Pull through the center. Up into the sky. Back. Up. And bring your elbows back. And round forward. Push your hands to the bottom. Heel toe your feet in. And pull back again. Elbows behind you. Drop your hands. Drop, drop, drop. Ear to shoulder. Chin to chest. Other ear, other shoulder. Half circles. Full circle. Other way. And shimmy in the hips. Coming up into the chest. Into the head. Right out the mouth. Woo! Let's on the computer for a second mundo to say goodbye? Come on in. I'm gonna take our picture in the computer today, right? You guys can see my little craft project. You guys look so awesome back there. Find yourselves a cool spot to stand. Make sure you look 6 feet apart from each other. We don't want unregulation photos on the internet. All right. All right. What do you think? What should we do for our hands? You guys on the computer are gonna give us like a. What do you think? Should we do like a, right? Like some kind of. We look awesome. Also, I can hear the clicking on my Bluetooth speaker. Yay! Bravo! So good to have you all. We will see you again. Yes? Send me your notes. Let me know if that works better for the sound, if you could see everything, if the orientation's okay. I know it's a little, it's not perfect, but every time we'll just try and make it more perfect. Yeah? And before you know it, we'll all be back together again. So, mwah, mwah, mwah. Lovely to see you all.
Very well.
Live stream. I'll be there. Yeah. And I'll probably do some more of this on Wednesday at the live stream if you want to practice again. So we'll just keep the practice sets, I think, going on Wednesday so we can have a little extra. Yeah.
Bye.
See you later.